Hello and welcome to my show. I am your host, Topham, and my guest today is Rima. Hey Rima, how's it going?
I'm fine, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely no problem. So
Yeah.
this is the first episode. All I'm aiming to do with this is just chat to various members of the Roosterteeth community and just get to know them a bit better, as well as try and promote some of my guests' materials and things that they're working on, projects and such alike. So, let's start off. How did you discover Roosterteeth, and how was it affected you, and what have you done with being involved in the community?
Okay, well, Roosterteeth I found out through Strangerhood, which is probably one of the weirder ones to get through, because when I was younger, I really liked like the Sims games and SimCity and all that stuff. And when I jumped onto YouTube at that time, and I was like, oh, I want to look at Sims videos, and Strangerhood popped up, and I watched the entire thing, and I was like, this is awesome. And then it kind of suggested Red vs. Blue to me, and I think I caught on. I think it must have been, I'm thinking it was mid-season 2 or end of season 2, and I caught the end of it, and I saw it, and I started watching from season 1, and then ever since then I've been watching RVB, like, as it comes out. So and then
Must have been difficult to like keep up in the beginning with the rolling archive.
Yeah, it was just like you wouldn't see stuff for a while, and then you see sporadic stuff, and it got a lot better once I actually properly figured out, like, you know, they got the website and everything done, and it was easier when they had like a home base to kind of like go on to. And then I didn't officially, like, I signed up for the community like ages ago, and I didn't officially sign up for it properly, like got on until like 2 years ago, and then I've been kind of just on there ever since, plugging along, enjoying myself.
Cool. So Roosterteeth have recently done their Laser Team Indiegogo campaign.
Yeah.
Did you support them? Were you surprised by how they did?
I'm actually not surprised about how they did. I think they did really, really, really well, and I thought they would, because they have such a big support base. I have to say that I didn't support them myself, I'll be honest. I actually got to the point where I was going to do it, and then they'd already earned so much money, I was like, I don't think they need my extra help at this point. There's no point.
Right. I was actually surprised that they weren't funded more in terms of backers.
Yeah,
because they've got a YouTube channel where they have 7 million subscribers to it. They've got a massive community, but I'm surprised that they didn't manage to translate the YouTube subscribers, considering they get about 1 million views on each of their videos, into more backers, even at a lower level of backing things. Yeah. The average donation was around $60, which is just crazy to me.
I think that's
right. But the first, well, I was following it when it originally came out, and the average donation by the time they hit their goal was about $120.
That's amazing.
So it was just crazy that all the fans that wanted to back them pretty much got in immediately. Like, definitely within the first 3 days when they hit 1 million. It was just, that campaign had so much pace and momentum behind it, and it's really cool that they broke the record as well for the highest funded movie on Indiegogo, which was pretty cool. There's actually a few questions I would like to ask them themselves, which leads me to the next part. Did you watch anything from RTX?
I have to say I watched bits and bobs, just when I could. I did catch, because the funny thing is I caught the stuff that wasn't Roosterteeth related. I caught Inside Gaming, because I love Inside Gaming, but I have to say I did not catch too much from it, just from the fact that I was just really busy over the weekend, so I didn't see any of it. But I will probably be catching up on stuff as we go along, and there's always stuff coming out, pictures and things.
Yeah, today has just been full of pictures. It's just been pictures everywhere. Someone's put up a journal where they have hot links to all of the like biggest panels that have been uploaded, or parts of Twitch archive, I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. But there's a list of them that's really fascinating. You can be like, oh, I want to watch that one. The only panel I did watch was the Internet Box panel. Just because it's Internet Box, and that was something I really, really wanted to see. But that was really cool. What did you think about the fact that Roosterteeth were doing a Laser Team casting call at RTX?
I think it's good. It's because obviously they got tons of support from the community. It's just right that they're actually trying to get the community more involved in it. And it gave the community a chance to kind of get involved and see if they can get more involved in the project, because a lot of the people that probably did the casting call, I'm sure a lot of them were actually proper actors, and a lot of them might have just been fans doing it, but I think it's a really good way of just getting even more support in the end.
Surveying what's the word I want? I don't know. The talent that's in the community. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Giving back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Cool. Speaking of casting calls, you recently put out a journal for the machinima you're doing in the GTA 5. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that and how that project's going to...
Well, it's basically... because Ash will love this word. It's the brainchild of Ash, or Spartan Ash, who's on the site. He's my partner in the Hobgoblins, and he thought of doing this machinima in GTA 5, and obviously won't run into plot and stuff. But we've given away all the major rules away already, kind of internally, and then we had like these little mini roles who are all really characters that we loved, just because they're kind of goofy and they have like a few one-liners here and there, and we just kind of we didn't have anyone specific in mind, so we're like, just let's put it out there and see who wants to do it. And to be honest, I'm kind of surprised by the number of people that got back. There was a lot.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that really wanted to be involved in that project.
And I have to say, from the things that have come back to us, and like audio files and stuff, there are some talented people out there, and we're so tempted. I'm not joking. We were like, should we write more lines for these people? Because we kind of feel bad that these people might not get more lines, but but it's really interesting that the community is so supporting and enthusiastic about seeing something that's even such a small little project of ours, really. And we're really looking forward to we've already started production. We think we've recorded a fair number of episodes already. I think we're definitely 50% over the machinima stuff in the game. Once we get all the audio recordings back, I think it's just me and Ash that need to record our stuff, and then we'll just need to put it all together, and then should be ready to release soon enough, I think.
Cool. Sounds excellent. So the Hobgoblins is yours and Ash's new group. Mm-hmm. What kind of stuff can we expect from your channel aside from the machinima you're working on?
Obviously there's going to be Let's Plays. We're just going to be doing sporadic Let's Plays at the moment. I think the only series we've got at the moment is the Left 4 Dead 2 stuff that we're doing with Carly, who's K-Hens on the site, and she has her own YouTube channel, which is Red Threads. So we're kind of collaborating with her on that one, and then we'll just do like sporadic Let's Plays on things we find interesting, just co-op games that we find here and there. Then obviously I'll be doing my drawings, which he's going to be editing. So we're doing speed art drawings, which it's been kind of interesting to do. I've never done them before, so we've kind of put those on, and then obviously we're going to be releasing a new, well, it's a bit delayed from May, but the MCM video from London Comic Con, and then we're going to do one again for when we go to Glasgow, and maybe just do small event videos like that. So just small little things like that every so often.
Cool. So you came down to MCM to meet a whole bunch of people. I actually met you there, which was awesome. What did you think of that whole event? It was good fun, wasn't it?
It was so much fun. It was such a nice day. There were such nice people.
We just happened to be in the right time inside, so we didn't get absolutely hammered on by rain. Yeah,
we didn't have to wait in that giant queue either. It was really good, and everyone we met I have to say, I think apart from yourself, I didn't know anybody else there from the Roosterteeth site, and all these cosplayers and stuff. I didn't know any of them, but they're all really, really nice. And the thing is, I think I've only spoken to a couple of them like back on the site after, but even the ones I met on the day were just like lovely. So it really encouraged me to go out and meet more people. Plus,
it was a bit difficult to find a lot of them on the site because
just disorganization.
It's so difficult to find people on the Roosterteeth site. Not because the Roosterteeth site is poorly designed, it's because people don't use it like a primary social media site. No. It's secondary for a lot of people.
Yeah, everyone's Facebook, right?
Yeah, like I don't use Facebook at all. But
no,
I'm trying to get back into the habit of using it because I'm missing out on things here and there. Mm-hmm. But Roosterteeth is my primary thing because, frankly, I'm fed up of listening to whining and stuff on Facebook from people I don't really care about. Yeah. So it's just like, I'll go to Roosterteeth, and that's where I do all of my social media things, basically. But yeah, that was a bit of a whole mess.
Yeah, but...
So, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, but it was really just interesting to meet those people. And plus, it was just, the event was really, really interesting just to see all the stuff that was there. Like, I bought a lot of crap that I love. Like statues and mangas and t-shirts and things like that. So I came back with like a suitcase full of stuff as well. So expensive weekend.
Yeah. Cool. So you said about going to Glasgow Comic Con in when is that? That's September, October?
September, I think. I think it's like the first weekend in September, and don't quote me. I think, but it's like 2 days. And yeah, Ash is going to be going for that as well. So I'm trying desperately to convince him to go and cosplay because I'm going. So I was like, I'm going to go and cosplay, and I'm trying to convince him, but I don't think it's going to work.
Cool. What are you thinking of going as, or do you not want to ruin the surprise?
No, I won't ruin it because it's not Roosterteeth related anyway. So
okay, fair enough.
I'll just say I have to go buy a wig for it, which is the only thing.
Fair enough. But that could be any colour, really.
That's true. But yeah, we're going to hopefully go for that, and we're going to be a bit more organised with the video. I think we're hopefully going to get the channel sorted by then, that we can actually apply for a press pass and go there and be press properly this time and actually kind of interview people a little bit more. So that's going to be our aim. We're going to be on like production hats on when we go there, as well as enjoy the event as well.
Cool. I'm aiming to go to it, but I'm undecided as of yet. But yeah, I'm going to RVB UK in August as well. I'm massively looking forward to that, to meet a whole bunch of people there as well.
Yeah.
So Glasgow is where the Comic-Con is. Where are you located in relation to Glasgow, knowing that you are from Scotland?
Well, I used to stay in Aberdeen, which was probably about 2 hours away from Glasgow.
Yeah, it's not close.
No, but I'm moving in like 2 weeks' time for my new job, so I will be, I think, 40 minutes away from Glasgow, so I think I'm going to take the train up and down. Not too far away at all. But Scotland's tiny, so basically you can go anywhere in Scotland and you shouldn't take very long to get there, so not far.
Oh,
I'm right in the
UK isn't that big.
No.
But...
I'm going to be staying in Dundee from like end of July onwards, so I think it's like the northeast is right in smack in the middle of the northeast, so of the coast, so it's nice and central as well.
Cool. So let's move away from that and move on to what you studied and why you've just moved from where you were.
I was studying pharmacy. I've got my master's now. I'm going to be graduating on the 17th, so that's me all finished up, and I will be working as a pre-registration pharmacist from the 28th onwards, under supervision for a year, and then once I do that, I do a big exam, and then once I do that, I'm qualified, and I can do whatever I want, really.
Sounds wonderful. Is this something you've chosen to do? Because I know you've mentioned before that it's something someone else in your family does.
Well, my mum's she's in the field. She originally was she was kind of like a physics engineer major when she was young, and my dad's a doctor. He's a surgeon. So when I was younger, I really wanted to be a doctor and stuff, and I thought about it, and I went to school and stuff, and personally I don't like studying a lot, and to be a doctor you need to do a lot of studying, and I'm not saying that pharmacy doesn't need a lot of studying. It does. It is a master's course, so it's pretty hard going.
Master's courses are intense.
Yes, but I wanted to do something. My main goal was to do something that I could like help people in. I really wanted to do something in healthcare, and pharmacy is that really nice profession where you can work in a store in a community, or you can go in a hospital, or you can go in industry and be really scientific, and it kind of, you can do whatever you really want. Plus that you get nice working hours. You're not working like all day shifts and stuff. You're working nice 7-hour shifts out each day, and the career takes you to really interesting places. And it wasn't what I planned to do when I was young, but it's been interesting, so I'm kind of glad that I've kind of fallen into it, to be honest.
Excellent. So, growing up, were you a fan of science? Just in general, and science fiction?
Yeah. I grew up, like, my brother, he's like 7 years older than me, so he was always kind of like everything he watched, I would watch. And my mum's father, which is my granddad and stuff, he used to be really into sci-fi, so he kind of passed that on to my brother kind of passed it on to me. So I grew up watching when I was little, I grew up watching things like the original series and Next Gen when it was first coming out, kind of stuff. And then I've been watching Star Trek like all my life, Star Wars too, and just science. I think I've always had an aptitude for it. I'm much better at things like biological sciences, to be honest. But yeah, I'm really into like the sci-fi stuff. God, if I could do things like astrophysics, if I had the mind for physics, I would do it. But I'm not.
Yeah, I'm very much on the physical side of sciences rather than the biological side, because that's just how I am with that. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I was gonna ask a witty joke about which do you prefer, Star Trek or Star Wars, but I already know that because I've listened to your debate from before.
I don't want to comment on it, to be honest. Yeah. It's both of them take a nice little part of me.
I know.
I'm partial to one over the other, but I don't like to reveal it too often. If you want to listen to it, you can go back.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. So, did your love of science and science fiction influence you to play games? Was it your brother that was playing games that got you involved, or where did that come from?
We had this like really old computer when I was really little, and it came with like 2 LucasArts games, and that was Day of the Tentacle, and it was the Indiana Jones mission for like Lost of Atlantis and stuff, and they were like these action adventure things where you could just click around, and that was like the first game I could probably remember. And then I kind of got into games that way, and from then onwards I was like a heavy PC gamer, so I used to do things like a lot of like Tomb Raider and things like Splinter Cell and stuff like that as I grew up. And console gaming was just kind of a switch. I think, to be honest, one of the main influences for console gaming was probably Roosterteeth. I kind of saw what they were doing, and I was like, I want to play that, and I can't afford to have a huge PC souped up computer, so let's jump on into the console stuff. And so it's got a lot more, I've got a lot more into gaming in these last couple of years than I ever was, though, for sure.
Fair enough. Is that due to having a console and it being a more social aspect to things, or is it just that it's more convenient to have a that might not be what I'm after, but
I think definitely social wise, like I feel like I've played a lot of different, like I don't think younger me would have ever thought I would be playing things like any first person shooters, because I was never into that. But social wise, I had a lot of fun doing it, and then that's kind of made me play other games on my own. Plus gaming on consoles, it's a lot more smoother if you don't have the cash to put down for a big PC game. And I've kind of got, like, I kind of played catch up when I first got my console, because my console's not very old, my 360, so I had a lot of games to play in a really short period of time, which is a lot of fun. Having to play, like, I had to catch up on games I'd already played on the PC back on the console. So yeah, but I think it's just a lot more convenient to have the console now, because you don't have to worry about whether your graphics card is going to hold up, or if your computer's going to overheat if you're going to be doing this. So just easier, to be honest. Yeah,
I can definitely understand that. I've been looking at, like, I've been trying to weigh up my options for going to a PS4 or building a computer, and it just seems to be so difficult to make that decision right now. There's nothing pulling me either way.
Well,
to any of the options.
Yeah, well, I went for the one just purely because I know more people who are playing the one. That's the only reason. The only thing I get was the one because of the social implications of it. Yeah, and I was like, everyone I play with, they all play the one, so I'm gonna get the one so I can, play things like Destiny and things like that when it comes out, and have a squad. And I don't want to feel it's kind of like peer pressure, but in a weird way. You're like, I don't want to be left out, but you're like, you're gonna have so much fun playing with these people, so you want to kind of get into that a little bit. So
cool. So let's start wrapping things up. There are a few things that I would like to say briefly.
Okay.
One thing is that there is a weird coincidence that both me and Rima share a birthday.
Yeah,
the 13th of December, which is
birthday buddies.
Crazy. I actually I found out today that 2 of the girls I do gymnastics with have the same birthday, and that birthday is the same day as my sister's birthday, and I was just like, I just know too many people with the same birthdays now.
So we need to have like a huge birthday party, meet up everywhere, and just one place.
Yes,
giant birthday
definitely.
party.
It'll be amazing. But yeah, that's crazy. So you talked earlier about trying to watch Sims videos and finding the Strangerhood. Have you heard of a YouTuber called iHasCupquake?
No, I have not. No.
Okay, she does Sims videos and Minecraft videos, and recently I've become a bit addicted to watching her videos because she's got like this 180-part series that I've started watching, and they're all like 30 minutes to an hour long. It's just like, oh my god, this is she just talks the whole way through. But I think it's one of her latest series. I think she did it last year.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, 2 years ago I was terrible at this, and I was like watching it like last year's ones. And I'm just like, she's really entertaining for what she does. But well, is there anyone in the community you would like to highlight and be like, this person is wonderful and they helped me do this and this?
Well, obviously Ash, so Spartan Ash, he is like my arty buddy. Basically, he does everything to support me, basically, and I try and do everything to support him, and we are partners. He kind of like we didn't even talk about doing these speed art things, and he's like, you know, your drawings are really good, so you need to do this. It would be really interesting to see that, and he kind of encouraged me to do these things. Plus, it's really nice to find someone that you can. We never had issue recording stuff. We kind of just sit down, we start playing games, and we just do dumb things automatically. So it's really nice. Yeah,
it just works.
Yeah,
it's something that comes across in the chemistry between the two of you that just like what you're doing, it's effortless. Really.
It's just kind of like buddies just hanging about. And then obviously. Carly, even though I've known her for a really short period of time, it's like you find somebody and you're like, oh, I can't believe I haven't known you. It feels like I've known you for ages, and I'm so glad that I kind of met her through IMU, which of course was a really big part of my life for like the last year. Yeah. So obviously even Raph, he kind of brought us all really together, to be honest. So I kind of own that, and I think just there's so many people like Liam, who's the Fringe, and then Deco, who's One Blue Wolf, Drew. Who's like and Drew as well. Even though I don't speak to him as often as I'd like to, they're just all people who I kind of owe things to, and they're all got like individual bits and individual like jokes you kind of have, and yeah, it's just everyone really. There's a really, I think our little like Skype group that we have are just like the nicest group of people ever.
It's it's a lot of fun to just jump in there, especially when there's actually people around. Like,
it's always a bit of time.
A bit quiet.
And there's obviously people like who I don't get to speak to them as often just because of time zone stuff, like Shelby and Bonnie and all. But it's just like when you do get to speak to them, it's so natural. You don't have to like feel awkward around them. You just start talking to them. It's all like you've kind of known each other for ages, really. So I think that's the nice thing about the Roosterteeth community. When you find people, they all tend to be like really nice, and
some of them recoil in horror when you try to get their attention on a comic convention floor.
Oh no!
That totally happened. So why don't we go into that story? So we were wandering around the MCM floor, and this is just so funny because I was just trying to spot out everyone wearing RT merch. I was like, oh, you're a person, trying to get people's attention, like tapping them, grabbing them, turning them around, being like, yeah, you're an RT person. And they were just like giving me the weirdest looks, like, it's like, all right, wait, they just move along. I was like, no, we can make this happen. Like, oh god.
But there were some people when we were walking past and we didn't even see them, they'd grab onto you and be like, look at your shirt, I know where that's from. And you're like, oh, that's nice.
They're the kind of people we want. They're the ones we were looking for.
Next time we have to have a big sign or something being like, hug me if you see me and you recognize my shirt. So
yeah, I mean, I tried to put like 1 million journals up and I still didn't manage to meet everyone that was going.
Yeah,
but
I think it's impossible.
I still had a list and I was going through and I found most people that I was looking for. But God, that was a whole ordeal. But it was a lot of fun. But yeah. The Roosterteeth community is great.
Yes.
And I hope to be talking to more members of the community. Well, thank you, Rima, for being my guest on this first episode.
Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely no problem. So we will wrap it up there. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.